What if I told you that, in the heart of West Africa, there once stood a kingdom so advanced, so rich, and so artistically brilliant that when Europeans first saw it, they literally couldn't believe it was African? Yeah, welcome to the Benin Empire, the kingdom that shocked Europe. Now, before you picture modern-day Benin, hold up. We're talking about the ancient kingdom of Benin, located in what is now southern Nigeria. Its capital was Benin City, one of the most sophisticated cities in the world at the time. And here's the wild part. By the 1400s, while most of Europe was still recovering from the Black Plague, Benin already had streetlights, urban planning, and a working government system that would make any politician today jealous. Crazy, right? Let's rewind a bit. The story of Benin begins somewhere around the 11th century, when a group of Edo-speaking people started organizing under a line of kings known as the Ogisos, the rulers of the sky. Yeah, they didn't play around with titles. But the real turning point came in the 12th century, when a new ruler named Yuka I established the line of Obas, the kings who would go on to build one of Africa's most powerful empires. Now, Benin didn't just grow, it exploded. Its people were artists, engineers, warriors, and traders, and they turned their capital into something spectacular. Imagine walking through perfectly laid streets, with huge walls surrounding the city. Walls so long and complex that some historians call them one of the greatest engineering feats in human history. No joke, the Benin Wall stretched over 16,000 kilometers. That's longer than the Great Wall of China. And they didn't just build for defense, they built for beauty. Benin City shimmered. Bronze sculptures, ivory carvings, wooden art. Everywhere you looked, there was craftsmanship so detailed and so advanced that centuries later, European scholars had to admit this wasn't imitation. This was innovation. The Benin Bronzes, as they're now called, were world-class art. Intricate plaques and sculptures made from brass, bronze, and ivory that told stories of kings, warriors, and gods. They were history books in metal form, and they blew European minds. When British soldiers first saw them in the late 1800s, they were so stunned that they refused to believe Africans made them. They thought the art must have come from somewhere else, maybe Egypt or even Europe. The idea that Africans could create such masterpieces? Unthinkable, to them at least. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. At its height, Benin wasn't just an art powerhouse, it was a trading empire. They dealt in ivory, pepper, textiles, palm oil, and yes, later even slaves. They traded with the Portuguese as early as the late 1400s. And get this, Benin actually controlled the terms of trade. The Portuguese didn't just walk in and take over. They needed permission to deal with Benin. That's how powerful this kingdom was. The Obas, especially Oba Uware the Great, turned Benin into an organized machine. He restructured the government, built moats, roads, and a massive palace complex covered in carved brass panels that told the empire's history. It was a system, clean, functional, effective. No chaos, no disorder. Every craftsman had a guild. Every soldier had a rank. Every trader had a route. Meanwhile, in Europe, kings were still figuring out indoor plumbing. Now, let's fast forward to the 15th and 16th centuries. Benin was glowing. The city lit up at night from palm oil lamps, and European visitors described wide streets, bustling markets, and a city as well laid out as Amsterdam. Remember, this was before Amsterdam even reached its golden age. That's how ahead Benin was. But of course, power always attracts envy. And where envy lingers, conflict follows. By the late 19th century, the British Empire was expanding deep into Africa, hungry for control and resources. Benin's independence and its rich ivory and art stood in their way. So in 1897, the British sent a punitive expedition. That's colonial language for invasion. They stormed Benin City, burned it to the ground, and looted thousands of priceless artifacts, including the legendary Benin Bronzes. To this day, those bronzes sit in European museums, though some are finally being returned. The fall of Benin was brutal, but its legacy refused to die. Because here's the thing, empires fade, but culture echoes. And the echo of Benin is loud. It's in the art, the language, the music, and the pride of the Edo people today. It's in every discussion about how advanced Africa was before colonization. It's in every museum that now has to face uncomfortable questions about how those artifacts got there. You see, the story of Benin isn't just about power or gold or art. It's about perception and how for centuries the world underestimated Africa. When Europe thought of Africa, they imagined darkness and chaos. But Benin proved otherwise. It proved that Africa had cities that gleamed, systems that worked, and artists who created with genius unmatched anywhere. And now, history's doing what it should have done long ago, giving credit where it's due. So next time someone says African history is primitive, tell them about the Benin walls that outlasted the Great Wall of China. Tell them about the bronzes that rewrote what art could be. Tell them about the empire that shocked Europe and still inspires Africa. Because this is Africa, untold, and the story's just getting started.